Hello everyone, welcome to Module 6 Overviews video. So this week we will be reading 3 chapters. We have chapter 13, 14, and 15. These are the last 3 chapters of the book. Of course, this is our textbook, World Prehistory and the Anthropocene. So there'll be a video as there is every week as an overview of those 3 chapters that we'll be reading. But this video is going to cover the 3 assignments that we have this week. The first assignment that we have is workbook number 7, Maya Writing and Maya Authority. So we'll be looking at the Mayan glyph writing system or Mayan epigraphy. There's 3 sources that can help you in this exercise. Reading chapter 13, the movie Breaking the Mayan Code is another really useful resource. And lastly, the prompts that are given in the assignment about the glyphs themselves. So the Mayans had a really well and thoroughly developed writing system. We get to see a couple of Maya writing examples as they pertain to one of the most common contexts that writing had communicated about during this period in this culture. That context is Mayan kingship and kingly power. Writing was not just a way to communicate information in a pragmatic manner, but more so it was reserved oftentimes to specifically communicate supernatural and mythological ideas that were tied to historical events attributed to the ruling class and identity of ruling individuals like a king of a city-state. So we will have to consider how Mayan people would have read this in their written inscriptions of epigraphy, often only sketched in stone when we see it in the archaeological record, because the Spanish had destroyed all the books and pamphlets where these were written down pre-European contact. So here we will look at a couple of examples of Maya lintels and stelae that were etched in stone, especially lintel number 8 that comes from a Mayan city called Yaxchilan in what is today Chiapas, Mexico. It's really important that you read the information and click the video links that are given in the introduction, words and images section, as well as the notes on deciphering Maya glyphs. This is found in the assignment before you reach the question prompts, because they will provide you with clues on how to properly answer the questions being asked in the workbook. You could feel lost without these guides. Also be sure to click on the links and videos when they are given in the question prompts. Otherwise, you might not understand what that specific question is asking you to do, or how to carry out the exercise. But for the most part, in this exercise, the questions here will ask you to dissect the iconography of different lintels, to identify the principal figures, what they were wearing, what they were doing, just based on what you see in the imagery. And then you will be asked to identify the glyphs from the images, and to identify things like calendar dates based on the numbers you can count written in the glyphs, to get you to think about the Mayan numerical system and the calendrical system. And then finally, you'll be tested to translate some glyphic text, not just numbers, which will require that you use the Maya dictionary link and Mayan syllabary link to make the translations and identify what logograms and syllabograms exist on lintel number 8. And this will hopefully round out an understanding about how pictographic, logographic, and syllabographic characteristics are all utilized together by the Mayan writing system. Our task in this workbook will be to learn about how the information inscribed in the Mayan glyphs are translated into information we can understand today, and to get a picture, literally, of what ancient writing systems may have consisted of. The next assignment is going to be poster step 3. This is your draft submission. So here you will submit your first full poster draft. You might have started devising your poster draft last week, but this week is when you will actually submit the first complete version. All you will need to do is have a completed PDF file of your poster. So save the PowerPoint as a PDF before you upload it. This is important. You'll be turning in a PDF file for this assignment. Make sure you check off all of the bullets that are listed in the assignment prompt here to tell you what your poster will need to include in order to receive a passing grade. Points will be deducted on the assignment if your poster is missing content. So you want to make sure that you have all of the contents on the completed version to get you all of the points. This isn't the step that where I will grade the quality or correctness of the content, because we will get a chance to revise the poster draft before the final step here in a couple of weeks. This submission will allow for peer review process to begin in step 4, which is the next step to occur next week. And I will add comments and suggestions for edits that you should make over the following weeks to come to your final draft that will be turned in at step 5. This is the final part of the poster. So make sure you take a look at the resources if you haven't already, because that will help you along the way to completing a good looking poster. So again, just to make sure everybody knows, just a PDF file of a complete poster draft is what you will be submitting this week. Step 4, and next week you will be working with the peer review process and working on the edits to be made before you finally submit the last product in step 5. Okay, so the last assignment that we have this week is essay number 2. This is entitled, Do I Have a Choice? This is a short essay. It shouldn't be more than 700 words. But here you want to consider what you've learned throughout the class and put it in an essay format that talks about the current relevancy of archaeology in today's Anthropocene. So you will discuss some of the significant challenges that we as a species are facing and will continue to face in the future. It doesn't have to be an exhaustive list because, as you can imagine, there are a lot of challenges that we face today, but at least give some detail of a particular issue and that you identify, and try to link how that issue can be informed by something that you learned about over the course of the past 5 or 6 weeks. We will want you to make an argument about whether you think humans will overcome these challenges, or if they can't, what will change as a result of not overcoming these challenges. This is where you want to use archaeological evidence to support your argument, and tell us that you believe that the outcomes to these challenges will be such that you can see how they correspond to the issues and outcomes that human societies in the past have endured. So this will all be wrapped up with a discussion as to what your individual agency is. And I want to emphasize again what is meant by agency in this context. We don't just mean what you as an individual can do, but rather what you can as an individual do within society. So you want we really want you to think about how you will use your agency to navigate society in the position you are in ways that will address the challenges that you identified in your essay. The point being that we can't consider our individual choices in a vacuum. We need to think about our position in society and how to skillfully make decisions and engage in behavior together as individuals connected within human society. Again, consider each of us within our different positions and characteristics of agency and how that can be utilized. Okay. So those are that's the last assignment for this week. Chapter 15, the final chapter of the book, will really help you out in contemplating what our challenges are in the future and how your agency specifically, has a role to play. Okay, good luck this week. And if you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out to me on Carmen. We can always set up a Zoom meeting if you feel like you have questions that need to be answered in a conversation. Okay, good luck again. Enjoy.